Good morning, YouTube. Thought I would come out while it's cool. It's pretty cloudy today. We might actually get some rain maybe in a little bit, but I wanted to do a quick garden update, which probably not going to be quick because I have made a lot of videos about the garden and haven't had time to edit them and put them online yet, so I'm probably going to do that in just a minute on this video. So this is my garden. The grass, even with the straw, the grass, or the hay, the grass still grew, especially down at that end. I'll show you in a minute. There's my okra tomatoes over here that haven't done anything, and they have blister beetles on them. But I have not had any tomatoes at all whatsoever. I've fertilized, I've done everything I can think of, and no tomatoes. But my okra is doing great. And corn, I'm letting all this go to seed, the rest that's on there. And my zucchini hasn't done that great. There's not a lot of zucchini on there, but I have had no squash bugs at all. I put down cedar shavings whenever I planted them, put down cedar shavings in the row, and haven't had any squash bugs. And then I have watermelon and pumpkin in here. And if there are, oh, I see a pumpkin. If you could see it. There's a pumpkin down there. But I don't know if I have any watermelon in there. No idea. I have not waded off in there to see. But there's lots of bees. And lots of vines. And that's that. I already dug up my potatoes. My basil's going to seed. My eggplant got decimated by the blister beetles. That's where my potatoes were. I got down to that end and I was digging my potatoes up and there was a gopher hole, I guess, down there. And as I was pulling a potato out of it, a snake came up out of that hole and scared me pretty bad, so I filled the hole in and got out of there as quickly as possible. Here are my sweet banana peppers, and there's some Hungarian wax back there that I will not plant again. They're just too hot for us. We don't like the hot peppers, so you get out here and collect seed from my basil. And that's okra again. And that's about all. I didn't get this in planted. You'll hear about that, I think, in another video, but it was just because I ran out of time this spring. We had a lot of rain, and by the time I got the garden, the mounds built and everything, it was already May, and I just ran out of time, so I just didn't plant it. Hopefully I'll get it planted this fall, maybe, if I do a fall garden. I may just cover the whole thing in straw or hay and just let it sit till next year. So anyway, I'm going to show you now how I built the mounds and some previous updates for the garden. So, alright. Good morning. Hopefully you guys can hear me over the wind noise. Okay, so this is going to be our garden area. And I'm going to do it in the back to Eden method. Try to. We have Bermuda grass here. And that is a really, really tough challenge when you want to do a back to Eden garden. So we're going to be using alfalfa hay instead of wood chips because I cannot find a source of wood chips to cover this whole thing. We do have a wood chipper, but that just takes too long to do a big area. You have to have a lot of limbs to chip up. So what we've done so far is we tilled it once shallow, very shallow. See, we didn't even get some of the grass. And then we're going to rake it. And then we're going to do that again and rake it again. And try to get out as much of the Bermuda grass as we can. Because it doesn't matter how many layers of cardboard or newspaper you put down. The Bermuda grass will wait underneath of it until it decomposes and then it will come up. And I want to show you guys what I mean by that. This old rug I laid out here, this was my old strawberry bed. As you can see, I put wood chips all in this. Covered it with cardboard, put wood chips in it, and the Bermuda grass still came through. And this old rug I laid here because this area was really bad with Bermuda grass, and I was trying to like stop it from encroaching in. And it's been here a year, and I want to show you what it looks like underneath. You guys see those rhizomes? They've been under this for a year, and they are still alive. The sun gets on them, they will green right up. You can see that. And it's just, I mean, there's just no getting rid of this stuff. If it gets in your garden, that's it. There's, especially the back to Eden method, where you can't re-till the wood chips in. That's also why we're going to use the alfalfa hay instead of wood chips on this. I'm not sure it really matters what mulch you use. You could probably use grass clippings or anything really for the back to Eden method. It's just putting the covering back on the soil. Holds in the moisture, breaks down and turns into compost really for the plants, and it's just really good for your garden. Helps build soil. So the soil here is not too bad in this spot, and there's not as much Bermuda grass right here as in some other parts of my yard. So that's why this is also where I did my fall garden, although it was much smaller. I think the fall garden started just right here, and we've extended it on down to there, and then it stopped. My fall garden stopped right, I'll show you, right here, and we've extended it on up to the fence, well, mostly to the fence, and then over a little bit further too. So that's what we're doing. That's the plan. Me and the kids are going to get to raking and getting as much grass out as we can. Then when my husband gets home this evening, he is going to till it again, and then we'll rake some more, try to get out as much of the Bermuda grass as we can. And that's what the plan is. Okay, so we've tilled 2 times, raked 2 times, and right now he is doing the 3rd tilling. I may rake again. You know, this isn't that big of a garden spot really, but I want to show you guys how much grass came out of just this area. And keep in mind that part of this was my fall garden, so there was probably over half of it that didn't have very much grass in it at all. But this is the grass that we have raked out of here. That's what we're doing. Once we're done with this, I'll probably rake one more time. I'm going to try to make my rows, and then I'm going to put down paper in between the rows, and then just put alfalfa hay over the whole thing. I will update you when we get some more done. This is probably all we're going to do this evening is finish tilling this. Okay, so I finally was able to get out here and start working on the garden. It's dried out enough that I could get the tiller in here and loosen up the soil. What I've been doing is just tilling in between the rows, and then using that dirt to make my mounds. Since I'm on a hill, this is uphill, I'm doing these mounds so that we don't have a lot of washout in the garden, because I tilled before, and you can see over here, I'll show you. Where the water has washed out right there, and then right down through the middle. You can see that through the middle. So I'm trying to stop that, because I don't want to if we get a heavy rainstorm, I don't want my garden to get washed out. So what I'm doing, I'm building up my rows, and then I'm putting alfalfa hay in between in the walkway. And so that's what I'm doing. Just building those up. I've gotten 3 done. I'm going to start on my 4th one as soon as I get the alfalfa hay down in those, in the walkways. And we'll see how far this alfalfa hay goes. This is 1 bale. I've done almost 2 rows. So I'll probably get 3 rows, and I have 5 bales. So I don't think I'll have enough to do the whole thing. We'll just taking this hoe. If I could show you with one hand, we'll try. And right here is just where I didn't till. So I'm just taking the hoe, just pulling the dirt up. I cannot do it with one hand, maybe my right hand. Like that, from the center. And I've just been going about halfway on each side. Pull that over to there, and that side over to there. And that's basically it. A lot of hard work, but I plan on this being my permanent garden. So hopefully I won't have to do this again, ever. But I would do a springtime garden video while it's still spring. A few more days, it'll be summer. This is my poor garden. Even though we raked the grass out 4 or 5 times, this is still what happened. So I didn't get my hay in here like I was going to. It just was so wet. I just could not get in here. Sink up to my knees in the dirt. But I do have quite a few things growing. So our Hungarian wax and banana peppers. I can't remember which is which. Potatoes. These are the purple and blue potatoes, half the row, and then the rest of them are, I think, I don't know, red potatoes maybe? Not sure. Can't remember what I put into there. And I have 4 eggplant, and then I have basil and tomatoes, and then some early corn that I need to fertilize. But like I said, if you try to walk through there, it is a swampy, muddy mess still, so I haven't been able to get in there. Also need to put my hay, all this hay, alfalfa hay in there. I haven't been able to get to that either. And then my okra, I have 3 rows of okra, 2 more of corn. This is Stonewall's Evergreen. And then we have zucchini, golden, and I don't remember which one. And then watermelon, and I believe those are pumpkin. And then some more tomatoes. So that's all I've got in the garden. My strawberries over there are doing great. I don't know if you can see those, but I'm not going to walk in there. I need to go in there and weed eat. My grapes, I have 3 grapes along the fence. Those are doing really well, but you can't hardly see them for all the weeds on the other side. Alright, so I thought I would make a garden update video since I haven't done one. Sorry I haven't had many videos lately. We have been so busy. I just haven't had time to get any put up. I've actually recorded quite a few, but haven't managed to get them on YouTube yet. So anyways, we've got peppers. These are Hungarian wax. Let's see. And there's 3 or 4 sweet banana down there. And then here's my potatoes. They are winding down. Go ahead and dig those all up. Don't mind the weeds. I need to get out here and weed, but that's another thing that's, you know, not been getting done. Oh look, there's a bumblebee. Busy at work. My tomatoes are not doing well at all. I'm not sure what's going on. I need to look it up. The leaves are curling. I'm not sure why. There's no aphids I can see on them. Here's my borage. Surprised the bees aren't on that. Really pretty. Some of them have little pink flowers. Got quite a few plants. 1, 2, 3. Well, at least 3 or 4. Not sure. That's my basil that's went to letting it go to seed. More tomatoes. I have no tomatoes on any of these plants. Not sure what's going on. Here's my eggplant. I do have quite a few eggplant. Long purple. There's quite a few under there. And, was it Black Beauty, I believe? These. And see my corn. This is the, it's bantam type corn. I can't remember which one. And then my okra. My okra's doing great. I have to actually like crawl down here so I can find the okra. And here's my stonewall. Stonewell, can't remember, Stonewall or Stonewell evergreen. Wild sunflower I left. And here is my jungle. This is zucchini. I'll show you guys if you can see this down here. Oh, look at that zucchini I missed. I put cedar shavings around all these plants, and so far I've had no squash bugs. I'm thinking they don't like the cedar. So I may keep trying that, but it would be worth a try. If anyone else wants to give it a try and let me know how it goes, I would be really interested to see if it keeps them out of your zucchini and squash as well. Here's my watermelon. It's grown all the way over to here. And the pumpkins, they've just sort of taken over the world over here. I have no idea if there's any watermelons in there anywhere.